So now you are in Airbus 320 simulator cockpit. This, as you see, we are parked on the runway, and it is Hong Kong Airport, runway 07. This is the Airbus 320 cockpit. On the overhead panel, we have electrical system, hydraulic system, flight control system switches. This is our autopilot control system. This is our display, navigation display, flight path display, engine flight controls. And this is central pedestal, where we have throttle quadrant, which controls the power of the aircraft. And this is the flap, and this is spoilers. And these are the two fuel switches that people were actually looking for few months back. Okay, so the aircraft, this is Airbus 320 aircraft designed for people who are non-aviators to sit in the pilot seat and experience flying, where they actually do the flying on their own, take off, touchdown, land, turn around, everything they do on their own. Okay, we are trying to educate people about aviation and aviation hazard, as to why they should be more patient and how safety compliant we are. So coming back to this, if you see, we have a panel out here. This is our flight control panel. This is how pilot sees whether there is everything green in the cockpit is good, right? So I see my speed brakes are here, ELAC 1, ELAC 2 is here, pitch trim is there. So I see that, you know, most of the things which I find is okay. Coming back to the problem that we are discussing, the computer system problem. So it is elevator and aileron computer system. So computer number 1 and computer number 2. So the computer number 1, that is ELAC 1, which is here on the flight control. If you can see this one, can you see the ELAC 1 written out here? Yeah. Okay. And if you see here, this is ELAC 2. These are the two computer interaction panels. Okay, ELAC 1, as I told you, controls the rolling of the aircraft, aileron, and ELAC 2 controls the pitching of the aircraft. However, if one computer fails, the other computer can do both roles. Okay, the problem that has been found with the software upgrade of 2024, that ELAC 2, which is here, okay, is having a software problem. Okay, the purpose of these computers are to give the correct control inputs, give indication, and also monitor fault, right? So they are in effect brain and nervous system of the aircraft, right? And there is a problem in itself. So it's a very significant problem. Like I told you, these aircraft, Airbus 320 and all modern aircraft, are fly by wire, because here we have a control column. This is called side stick, right? One for the pilot, one for the first officer. When the pilot moves the control forward, if you see here, look at this. This is the elevator. Okay. And if I move forward, can you see something moving? When you move it back, then you pause there. Take it out of the pause. Yeah, pause. Okay. So when I move, then the elevator has gone down. It will cause the aircraft to go pitch down. When I move it back, it causes the aircraft to pitch up. Now this particular movement is by pilot control. If it happens on its own, then there is a problem, right? I would show you that aircraft manufacturers, if there is a fault in this particular system, it will tell you there is a flight control fault. Okay, and number 1 takes over. So systems are designed with safety and redundancy in mind. Okay, however, now we will do a takeoff and we will see uncommanded motion of the aircraft, how does it feel and how dangerous it is, right? So are you ready to take off? So I want you to move this seat forward and then do a takeoff yourself. Forward mode, yes. And now see the aircraft. Now you don't need to hold the control, now it will continue, okay? So we are now in the takeoff. You are flying, so you can't leave. Okay. And when I tell you rotate, move the control stick back. Okay. Not now, but once we come to that particular speed. So right now, we are on the takeoff roll. Speed is increasing to 120. Okay. And now move the stick back and see how the aircraft gets airborne. Move the stick back. Yes. So now, okay. Okay, I have. Okay, I have छोड़ दीजिए इसको. Okay, so now we are airborne. ठीक है? Aircraft is now. All right.
Don't sink, don't sink, don't sink, don't
Right.
sink.
220. Now we are airborne. Okay. So whatever the aircraft does is what the pilot is doing on its own. Right. If it was to do on its own, then that would be a very difficult thing, right? Landing gear is up. Okay. इसको आप ये तो speed. Okay. I want you to see how dangerous it will become in no time. Okay. See this. See this? Now, pilot has to immediately react. In this case, we are able to recover the aircraft because the controls are actually working fine. Right? But if they were not working fine, we were in a problem. Right? So, we will now continue to go towards this. This was at 2000 feet. Now we are going to experience the flight and an upset on approach. Okay, we have some time to do that, so I want you to do some flying. Okay, and continue. The aircraft is turning, so you have the controls. Yeah, that's it. You want to roll her out? You can move, stick to the right slightly. Double क्यों बोल रहे हो?
You need not to press the red button.
Oh, don't press. Okay. Now it is rolling to the other side. Roll it to the other side. Roll it to the other side. And put the nose down. Yeah. Put the nose down. That's it. बस छोड़ दीजिए. हाँ वो अपने से हो जाएगा. Yeah. A little more down. Very nice. Now the aircraft is in a dive. So, okay, you can raise the nose a little more. Okay, this is how we give experience to a non-pilot to feel for the aircraft. Raise the nose a little more. There you are. Okay, put a little more bang to the left. Come back to its center. Yeah, now the aircraft is turning real steep and going right. Okay, so as an introduction to flight, we are now at 4000 feet. You see, this is the altitude, this is the speed, and I can see where I am depending upon my instrument indications. Okay, so we will now go for landing. Are you okay? Can you land this aircraft? Okay, so I will give you the aircraft. Okay, a little later. Now we are, can you see the airport there? That is Hong Kong airport. Either Samundar and that side is okay. So now we are going to experience the same problem at 4000 feet of ELAC. Now if ELAC was to go faulty, okay, see this, the entire system has failed. The aircraft is flying perfectly fine, right? So it's not a failure of this thing that is a problem. It is a glitch. If at this time, if instead of failing, if it was making a movement of the aircraft that is without pilot's control, then it is dangerous. Failure is not a problem.
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. So the aircraft is flying very nicely. We have done nothing. The aircraft made no, it just told this, and then I can look in the checklist and I can correct it. So aircraft are designed very safe. Okay. But there are few glitches that technology has to make it correct, and they will do it in course of time, and they are doing it also. This is autopilot control system. We have not put the autopilot on till now. So let's do it. Autopilot. क्या कर रहा है ये? Okay. So we are now flying the aircraft using autopilot. Okay, here it's pull out. So we are now in a descent. Okay, so a pilot has to manage these things using the computers. So neither you are flying nor I am flying. Okay, the aircraft is descending on its own. We will recover from this problem. Okay, and then we will. Okay, so we are now descending. Our speed is reducing to 200. Okay, as I said that we have flaps to reduce the speed. So we will select flaps. Everything is working fine. Actually, is being monitored by not one, not two, not three, but maybe 10, 15, 20 computers. Okay. Unfortunately, presently, the brain center is the one which, and we are now leveling out at 2000. It will not go even a single feet down. So from this place, losing 100 feet. Okay, when pilot is thinking that everything is going on, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, you see this? In 3 seconds, the aircraft had so many problems to face. Okay, and what we are talking about is 7 seconds problem. Okay, you see that? Okay, so we can take the gear down. This is landing gear lever. Okay, when I put it down, I get the indication of the gear down. Okay, I want you to tell me when do you think the gears have come down. Okay, do you have any indications? Landing gears? Okay, good. So we are, and there are 3 greens here. Okay, so autopilot with your problem. Okay, so we are now, अभी इसको further left करते हैं, and we can go on to finals. Okay, so this is the talking panel to the autopilot. They start to misbehave, then it becomes very difficult for the pilot because the aircraft isn't designed to thereafter do anything. Okay, ILS is tuned. Okay, autopilot, auto throttle. Okay, so we are now going to activate the approach phase, confirm. This is called flight management system. Okay, on the approach. Okay, now we are going to show you that this aircraft can actually do its own landing without any input from human being.
Okay.
Okay, and then it can stop. Why it is important? Because there are a lot of viewers, okay, who are quite paranoid कि ये जहाज उड़ता है तो सेफ है कि नहीं है, ठीक है? ये सारी चीजें लोगों के दिमाग में बैठनी शुरू हो गई हैं. So I want to show it to them that that is the runway. We are talking nicely, and the aircraft will do almost all the flight on its own. It is a safe machine. It has been designed to be that safe. You don't have to actually look. अगर fog है, बारिश हो रही है, the aircraft is very safe. Okay, and people who think that there is a problem with the aircraft, पता नहीं क्या हो जाएगा, they should not really think about it because the aircraft works on its own. Maybe few inputs that we are doing, and it will continue to take the aircraft. देखिए आपने रनवे देखा, वो खुद से जा रहा है. Okay, so landing in a bit. On and spoilers on.
1000.
All right. So we are now watching it without doing anything because I want to demonstrate that these aircraft can land without seeing the runway, without pilot input. Okay. Of course, pilots are there to monitor that everything is going off fine, but the aircraft does not. If a pilot was to fly, it don't fly as accurately as the machine does. Okay, so from now onwards, we are going to, okay, like all the checklist etc. has been done, and the aircraft is going. You have the clearance to land. You have clearance to land, and this aircraft will go and land. Okay, and then it will stop on its own also. Okay, lever like this. So when it says retard, I want you to bring the thrust lever back. Your hand on this.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20,
Retard.
10, retard.
That's it. Look outside. Right? The aircraft has landed on its own and will stop in the center of the runway without anybody's input.